Hello, I'm Mark. Welcome to the Geeks Unleashed podcast. This is episode 225. So each week on the Geeks Unleashed podcast, we catch up on our pop culture lives. Sometimes we do some trader reactions. Sometimes we talk about some movie news. We also chat about things that we've done ourselves during the week. I'm also joined by sometimes one guest, sometimes many. However, before we get started, if you are on YouTube, please remember to like and subscribe to our channel. This week, our main event is Mortal Kombat 2. So if you are listening on your favorite podcast platform, again, please remember to like and subscribe. And bringing on my co-host for this evening, Tom.
Hey,
Joining us, you all right?
how you doing, Mark? You okay?
Yeah, good. Sorry, guys, we're a couple minutes coming late live. If you are watching us live, we both had busy weeks. So yeah. So it was and in fact, in all honesty, we were meant to have quite a few other people this week as well, and unfortunately, lives have hit them. So yeah, it was meant to be a very different show this evening. Anyway, yeah, I can't believe it was Friday. In all honesty, so
Yes, it flies by, doesn't it?
yeah, man, honestly, it's yeah. Do you know what, man? Like, I don't know who rigged the system for us all to work 5 days and have 2 days off. Like
I know.
that system. Is it Sweden or Switzerland or something where they've moved to like 4-day weeks or something? It's one of them.
I've definitely heard of certain countries doing that, and yeah, I mean, yeah, fingers crossed that comes to a city near yours, man. Like,
oh man, that's not happening in the UK.
no, not anytime soon, anyway. No,
more likely to
add an extra day.
yeah, that or put our taxes up or whatever. Right, okay, so we're no trailer reactions this week. There wasn't anything that I saw that sort of caught my eye, but just there was a couple little bits of news, and then me and Tom thought we'd just have a little catch up before we jump into our main event. Right, okay, so just a little look, there's loads of news out there if you want to get it, but in honesty, I just saw some couple bits that piqued my eye and stuff that me and Tom were a little bit excited about. The first thing is Carrie Barker's critically acclaimed already 1 day in, and so far is a bit of an audience favorite. I'm going to be honest. It's Obsession. Came out in previews yesterday, and I didn't realize this. It cost them 1 million to make. Right, it has already made 2.6 million in previews. So previews were yesterday. Official release is today. I've already seen it. I'm not going to comment on the movie because me and Tom are going to do an episode to talk about Obsession. Because Tom is going to see Obsession tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I would agree with the response by other people, but it's already made double its budget. Now that's the budget to make it. Now normally what they say is you have to double the budget for marketing.
Yeah.
So currently in previews, it's probably broken even. Right. Even if it cost them 2 million to promote it, they're pretty much there.
Yeah.
It's good news, right?
Mate, I mean, as a horror fan as well, I mean, it just shows the genre's in a really good place right now, and there's a lot of new voices and a lot of different original films coming out, and it's good that audiences are supporting it.
Oh yeah. I kind of keep wanting to talk about it, but I'm not going to say anymore. Right? Okay. So
I'm so excited to see it.
So on Monday, me and Tom, we were having a chat on the phone, and because some news came out, which is comic based. There's a lot of excitement for the last couple of years about DC's Absolute Universe, and the DC's Absolute Universe we were chatting about last week actually is kind of the sort of darker version of the DC universe, but not crazy dark, but dark in terms of, there's a lack of hope, I would say.
Yeah.
And Marvel they came out with something similar around the same time as the Absolute Universe, a bit of a rinse and repeat of what they tried about 20 years ago with the Ultimate Universe. The one thing because I started on all of the Ultimate books, have fallen behind. I would like to finish them off, especially as they are actually ending.
Yeah.
I didn't think they would end. I thought they would just flipping keep going and going and going like the last lot.
I was definitely surprised when when they started cancelling them.
So this Ultimate Universe, I think where they went wrong with it this is where it started at the beginning. The foundations of it was actually linking it too heavily to the previous Ultimate Universe with Mr. Fantastic, who's obviously now the maker, is the one who formed this Ultimate Universe.
Yes.
Just, I don't know, started again, made another Ultimate Universe or something. I didn't really like that. Was for me. I didn't really like that. Also, I never really liked the Ultimate X-Men. That
I couldn't get into that one either. I gotta be honest.
Really terrible book, if I'm honest. Spider-Man was their one and only good book. Right, okay. So I think Marvel has got a little bit envious and has launched what I think is their version of the universe called Midnight. It's the Midnight Universe, and it's in August this summer, with another book in September and another book in October. So X-Men is coming out first by Jonathan Hickman and Matteo Della Fonte. Fantastic Four is coming out in September 2026 with Benjamin Percy and Kev Walker. Spider-Man, this is a cool team. Philip Kennedy Johnson, and I'm going to butcher this other name. Is it C-Tronic or something? And this is a little caption. The light had its turn, right? So I'm going to read the bios out here, like what they're kind of about.
Yeah.
The X-Men run. So the clock strikes midnight and it's dark dawn of a new era, beginning with Midnight X-Men. The shadows of New York City are stalked by vampires and the mutant empires. The sword of Damocles hangs over the peace between these two species and the factions within them. An outright war is brewing, and the unturned will be caught in the crossfire. On returning to the X-Men to deliver another visionary reinvention of mutant kind, Hickman said, "I'm so enthusiastic about this project. It's the most excited I've been in years." The conceit of Midnight X-Men aligns perfectly with the kind of stories I like to tell. Anyway, he goes on and on. However, so the cover is Storm, kind of blood coming from her mouth, clearly a vampire.
Yeah,
X-Men have jumped in and out of vampire lore quite regularly. See what they do there. Right, okay, so then we've got the Fantastic Four, and this is what they say here. Then in the Midnight Fantastic Four, an obsessive scientist delves into the secrets of the universe, perhaps best left unknown to mankind, leaving himself and three others warped in strange and horrifying ways. What horrible secrets lie in new dimensions they have discovered, and can humanity survive the discovery? On getting the chance to explore his darkest impulses, Percy explained, "If you've read my work, you know what I see the world through a dark, disturbed lens. To me, it's always midnight." Percy explained, "When Hickman called me, it was from a landline in the basement of an abandoned house with the wires cut, blood poured from the receiver into my ears. I said yes." Okay, all right. Anyway, when I imagined this other version of Marvel, a terrifying, poisoned universe, my mind immediately went to the Fantastic Four. This is a title I have always loved, but would never be allowed to write otherwise. Now I can lean into my worst instinct and reimagine their story as one cosmic, Lovecraftian dread. I am joined, and then carries on. Right, okay. So so let's now the Spider-Man one intrigues me as well. Right, okay. And in Midnight Spider-Man, a young Peter Parker is transformed into a hideous spider hybrid by a ruthless Oscorp corporation in the pursuit for eternal life. When Oscorp begins to use the secrets to unlock his mutation to create a more animal hybrids, Peter embraces his grotesque new form to stop them. Anyway, he goes on. What it sounds like to me from the three books that are announced is that Hickman is probably the architect of the three. Very similar to what he had with the Creation Era X-Men, until he had enough of everybody and left. And also he was kind of the mastermind of the Ultimate Universe as well. It sounds like I'm wondering if maybe the Ultimate Universe was kind of coming to an end, so he could go and run this show. Maybe Marvel could see what was going on at the Absolute Universe and said, let's bring this. I don't know, like why they ended it. Maybe it was always planned to end, but I'm intrigued by these books, and I probably will give each initial story a read and go from there. I don't know if I like a transformed Spider-Man though, but let's give it a go. What do you think?
Yeah, similar to you, mate. I'm definitely intrigued. I think it's an interesting concept, but at the same time, there's a few things that are, you know, not raising red flags, but just it's interesting that Jonathan Hickman is once again, doing some more X-Men. Like I know he had a big run on that and did a lot of interesting things with it, but yeah, I don't know. These Hickman run, it feels like Marvel never let him go the full his. I don't know. They never let him take it where he wants to take it, and that's why eventually he seems to fall off of these big ideas that he creates and gives them to other artists or other writers. And but yeah, I am intrigued. It's obviously, we know the Absolute Universe is there. We know that it's been popular, and it is that kind of darker side, as you said. So come on, it's hard to not say like, yeah, I'd like to see a darker
I think
Fantastic
they've got
Four.
3 strong writers on there. Philip Kennedy Johnson though is amazing. I loved his Superman run when he was on. I think it was Action Comics actually. I really enjoyed that. I've read a couple of little bits, but I think he's a solid writer, and Hickman obviously is amazing.
Yeah, like you said, it's a nice announcement, nice titles, big characters, big creators. I'm interested, but I'm still a bit on the fence. But like you said, like yeah, I'll definitely be grabbing the first few issues to see where they're going with it, and look forward to seeing some previews. Because it's not too far away. August, I think the first book drops. So
That's right. Yeah.
not too far away.
So the just to go back, so X-Men again is August, Fantastic Four is September, and Spider-Man is October.
See, with like you said, with X-Men and Spider-Man, I feel like we have seen variations or kind of less darker variations of the stories that they're maybe talking about there. Like you said, you've seen kind of Vampire Lore. So that's why the Fantastic Four book is probably the one that interests me the most to see where that can go in a dark universe.
Yeah, I mean, we've had Jubilee become a vampire, and I'm sure Storm has been one before. I might be wrong, but I'm sure she has. We've had Spider-Man transform into spider-like creatures before.
Yeah.
So let's hope they do it in a new and original way. So
I like the aesthetic though, the poster and
yeah,
some of the aesthetic they're coming with. So yeah, no,
one of the things I think is pretty cool is the sliding motion that you can do on the preview for Midnight X-Men. So you've got a little arrow where you can slide across. Initially, you just see Nightcrawler and you slide it across, and then in the background is Storm with vampire teeth, and I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, so it's like a sort of cover reveal. They're not revealing the artwork though for the other two.
Yeah, I noticed that. Interesting.
Though, if it does well, very quickly there'll be a 4th title.
So. Oh yeah. I mean, well, it's like you say, we've got Absolute Green Arrow coming this week. Next Wednesday, and it's like, yeah, the more successful they are, the more books they'll drop. And I as a reader, I hope it is successful. I hope they're really good books, and we get many more for sure.
Yeah, I think if you're going to have this kind of dark universe, it'll be a bit like the Absolute, where they can't be really an Avengers. So yeah, I think if it's really dark, it can't really go down that road.
No, it would be hard to take it there.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
I think as it's just me and Tom this week, we thought we might show off some stuff as well before we jump into this week's main event. Do you want to go first, Tom? You've got a couple of books you want to show off.
Yeah. Let's talk about a couple of books here. I mean, the first one I want to chat about, since we were just talking about it, I might as well mention Absolute Batman issue 20. Mad to think that we're finally at issue 20 on this one, but incredible book. It just keeps...
wasn't that the one they were talking about had the printing problem, but mine looked all right.
Yeah, I thought I agree. I thought mine looked okay as well. No problems at all, really.
Yeah.
People were saying it was like every copy, but there you go. But man, yeah, Nick Dragota and Scott Snyder, they just keep elevating it, keep slowly dropping the cool cameos and the cool story beats, and you get a lot of backstory that's kind of opening up on on the absolute Batman himself and how he got to the position he's in right now. And yeah, it's a stellar issue, and it opens with a really, really cool double page spread that yeah, I won't spoil it in case you ain't read it, but a lot of people seem to enjoy. I also enjoyed it, but yeah, it's to do with the Robins, the absolute Robins in this one, and it's yeah, leading into that storyline. That's a really great book, and obviously a really great run. Not my favorite in the Absolute universe, but it's up there for sure. It's a great book. And obviously we love Energon over here on Geeks Unleashed, so got to mention a bit of the latest issue of Transformers, issue 32. New artist on there with Jason Howard. Yeah, stellar stuff. I see this getting quite a lot of criticism since Kirkman's joined the book, saying that it's maybe not as strong as Daniel Warren Johnson's run, but I don't know, man. I've been having fun with it. You know, it's a Transformers book. I'm not kind of looking for too much in there. I'm just looking for some fun. But another book, last book I'll talk about, one that I really want to highlight is a series that I really enjoy called Blood and Thunder.
Oh, do you know what? I think I grabbed the first issue and then I kind of forgot about it, and I lost it. I know that sounds silly, but I ended up losing it in a stack of other comics, and then I did find it recently, and I was like, it's like a year later. So is it any good?
Oh mate, it's one of my favorite runs at the moment. It's on issue 13, so that we've had our first year with it, and yeah, it's such a great kind of main character that we're I don't know. Do you know the premise of it at all, or
no? I don't know anything about it. I remember picking up the first issue literally like a year ago, maybe like somewhere like New Comic Book Day or something like that. And then it was my collection was a right mess, and God, no, I don't know anything about it. Go on.
No. So Blood and Thunder, she's Blood. Her name's Blood, and her gun is called Thunder, and it's this is this talking gun. It's the gun's alive, and they got a really funny and nice relationship, and it kind of their relationship. You get a lot of backstory to that through the different issues, but it's a sci-fi adventure. She is a kind of trainee police officer on this Metroid 1 kind of asteroid that they all live on, and she's after this escapee prisoner, and planet to planet, just a really fun kind of sci-fi adventure. A lot of good action, really well written. Obviously Kirkman's involved with this somehow. I know he's not the writer, but his name is always in the credits, so I think he might be creator, might have written maybe the original outline for the story, but it's really good, and I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, and it's quite a consistently good series. So yeah, what about yourself, man? What have you got?
Well, I threw up a reel of this, so I don't know whether I would just go through all of it now, because there's a lot here. So I tend to get my comic books delivered monthly from Ace Comics. Where do you get yours? You get yours in person, don't you?
I do, yeah. I'm down the local Planet every week.
You go to Food and Planet in Bristol?
Yeah.
By the way, out of curiosity, it's so far out and removed. Do you just pull up outside the front in your car?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Just kind of run in.
Yeah, when I was in Bristol, I've been in Bristol loads of times, but I normally get public transport to Bristol, like the train.
Right.
And it's so far away from the town Forbidden Planet. I've never gone there except for one time where I did drive down. So I drove over to Forbidden Planet and just parked up on the main road, but it's really busy. So, I was just curious what you did.
Yeah, I pop in, run in and out. They know me there, so yeah, it's just quick transition and out we go.
It's a huge store, honestly, huge.
Yeah, it gets busy in there as well, man. A lot of people love it there.
They're really friendly in there. I've only been there the once, and I just found got chatting to two of the staff. I think a female manager and then a guy behind the till. Quite a young guy, I reckon somewhere between 25 and 30. He was a really cool dude as well. I don't know if he's still there. It was about 2 years ago I went there.
Yeah, to be honest, they're pretty kind of close knit group. It's always pretty same staff, samey, and they're all really friendly and really nice people, all into their books and nerd culture and stuff.
What's the other one in Bristol?
There's another one, because there's only two that I'm aware of. It's that one. There's another one called Excelsior.
That's it, Excelsior. Yeah. Miserable people.
Really
unwell. Yeah, it's like the opposite. So I went to. So every time I've gone to Bristol, I've never gone to either shop because they were always quite a walk out, But one time I went there, I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna make sure I can go to both. So I went to Excelsior during my lunch break. Walk in, honestly, the most miserable guy on the counter, like so unwelcoming, like
It's not what you want.
no interest in any form of customer service. Your typical that comic book dude from the Simpsons, you know, that kind of miserable, closed off, gatekeeping guy on the till. But I went into Forbidden Planet. Honestly, the staff were amazing, and the lady who served me, she'd finished her shift. Not served me, took me around the shop. She'd finished her shift. I asked where something was. And she'd like take me around the shop and blah blah blah. And I said, "Aren't you going home?" She went, "Oh, don't worry, it's fine." Like literally a completely different vibe. So
no, the thing is, like, if I'm surprised. You know, if I worked in a comic book store, I'd be buzzing with that. You know, like,
oh yeah.
I just feel, and I feel like the people there, you can tell they're buzzing to be working.
I get, when I'm in London, I can't really comment on Forbidden Planet in London because it's too busy to even really speak to the staff. Like literally, there's just.
I bet it's non-stop.
Yeah. The volume of people in Tottenham Court Road is too busy. You literally just go to the till and buy books. So I can't make any comment on that. However, Gosh Comics up the road in Soho, there's a guy that works in the basement. Even he is the most miserable bloke you've ever met. However, upstairs on the till, they are really friendly.
Right.
So I think the guy they've got in the basement, he clearly just lives in the basement. Like he just has a face like thunder. It's like, you guys are massively inconveniencing me by being here.
Yeah.
And
you don't want that vibe. Definitely not.
Look, I'm sure if I went to certain shoe shops or whatever, there's probably people like that. But I just, unfortunately, he kind of is like the type of comic book person that you see on the internet, like the memes. Right, anyway, so I had my comics delivered literally yesterday, 4 weeks apart. I've been behind for ages, as it is. So a lot of these books I'm behind on. I've also filled a couple of holes of stuff. Let me okay, there's a huge pile here, so if you want me to go through them all, I'll try and do it quickly. So the Ultimates 23, Ultimate Endgame number 4. So I was going to drop all of the Ultimates, and I actually think I had cut them all off. About 6 months ago, and then when the announcement came, it was finishing. I was like, do you know what? I'm going to keep getting them because I thought I may as well just finish it off.
I'm not going to lie, like you, I'm still collecting them, and I'm reading them as I go, but I'm really ready for it to end.
Oh yeah.
It's just
right. Here are my absolute books. So the only one I don't buy is Ultimate Martian Manhunter.
Okay.
Not. I read the first issue and I really hated the art style. Really hated it. It was not for me.
Okay.
But now I regret it now. But now the thing is to go back. The issues are too expensive now. Man.
Yeah, it's probably a nightmare, isn't it?
Oh yeah. So I've got some of them. I think I've got like 1 and 2, 5 and 6 and 7. I don't know, something like that. Right, anyway, here's Absolute Wonder Woman 19.
Great book.
Absolute Superman 19.
Great book that was. Jesus.
Absolute Green Lantern 14.
Not so much.
Yeah, I know. The Flash and Green Lantern, let the side down. Here's Flash. And then the book that you just had, which looks absolutely fine. No printing issues.
Handy.
Right, this is a book that
awesome.
I really wanted.
Awesome.
Superman and Spider-Man. Right, I'm going to quickly run through. These are my chunk of DC. Right, okay, so Action Comics, the latest issue.
Cool.
Batman 9, latest issue, which leads into this Barbara Gordon breakout. And then Batgirl 19, Detective Comics, latest issue. And then here is where I've got some gap fillers. I don't know if people on here or social media are aware that I have been trying to I spent a lot of time more building my collection lately and sorting it out than reading it. So I've been spending a lot of time in my garage sorting it all out, and I wanted to do a lot of that before I started reading again. And then I've gone and managed to pick up most of the current run of The Flash, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman. I was most pleased with Wonder Woman because I managed to find I think up to 28 or something from like a house clearance or something like that.
Awesome.
Right, okay, so here are my Wonder Woman ones I didn't have. It's Wonder Woman 29, Wonder Woman 30, Wonder Woman 31, Wonder Woman 32. Right now, Superman 37.
Cool.
Justice League Unlimited 18. Do you know what? This might be the longest I've stuck with a Justice League book. So
it's had its moments for sure. It's been a decent run.
Emperor Aquaman 17. Sorry, yeah, that's it. And then Green Lantern 34. So
cool.
Where I currently am is, because I am behind, I'm currently sort of halfway through DCKO.
Oh yeah,
which I was reading last weekend, and then the week has been insane, so I've fallen behind. But my goal is like this weekend to finish that off and concentrate on sort of Justice League and stuff like that. Right, these are my Marvel books.
Yeah, there were some cool Marvel books this week that I got as well. To be fair.
Amazing Spider-Man 27, Amazing Spider-Man 28.
Cool.
Now this is a book that again I've got to feel a bit of holding, so I've sort of scaled the internet a little bit. Captain America 9.
Awesome.
Captain America 10, Captain America 11. What I tend to do is try and find up to current issue or near to current issue as I can, and then get my comic dude to get them for me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Daredevil issue 2. So I have read number 1. I thought it was amazing. I thought Stephanie Phillips is really good job. Made it really easy to get back into Daredevil. I haven't been into Daredevil for years. Right, okay, it's X-Men, Uncanny X-Men 27. Uncanny X-Men 28 and the current X-Men 29. So right, these are my Image books. This is a big haul. I think I might have left it more than 4 weeks, you know. So Darkness Angelus. Cool. Right, okay, there's filling a load of gaps here. Witchblade 14.
Nice.
Witchblade 15. Witchblade 16.
Nice.
And then I have the issues between, and then I have Witchblade 20. Witchblade 21. I have now got 2 copies of this. I didn't realize I'd already ordered this, but I have the Energon Universe Special, which I am so looking forward to. Look at that. Matt Trasker on the front there.
So awesome. Such a cool book.
Do you remember the Mask cartoon?
Nah, a bit before my time, mate.
Oh, man, I was a huge fan of the Mask cartoon. Was it? Oh, I've forgotten how it's seen it. But anyway, Void Rivals. Transformers, the same one you've got.
Yeah.
And then G.I. Joe. And that is it. That is a big run of comics.
That was a big haul, but you got some really dope pickups there, man.
Yeah. Hoping to actually get some more time.
So highlight it. This definitely cover of the week for me.
Oh yeah, the Martian Manhunter. I want to get them all. What I'm hoping is once the run finishes, that the hype dies down a little bit, and then I can go and get the issues that I've missed. So.
Yeah. Do you ever collect? You collect trades as well, like paper, like trade backs as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be out on trade as well. Did you see this this one that dropped?
Yeah. I haven't picked it up though. I forgot about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's an ongoing or if it's just a little mini, but yeah, it was pretty decent issue actually.
Who's the writer? Oh, Dan Slott. Oh,
it's Dan Slott.
Dan Slott can't leave Spider-Man alone, you know.
I know, he loves it, doesn't he?
It's the only thing he can write. Everything else he writes is just fucking awful.
Yeah, because he's doing a Superman run at the minute, isn't he?
Yeah, Superman Unlimited. I have read the first couple of issues, but
I dropped it, to be honest.
It's just a really, like, in my opinion, he's a really arrogant SOB. Like, you know, he honestly, he loves social media. He loves to bash on about how fucking brilliant he is. I know I should
really, I haven't really seen.
It puts me off reading this stuff, but I do enjoy his Spider-Man. I really do enjoy the Spider-Man. I loved all of his Amazing Spider-Man. I read most of it. I was a huge fan of that. I read his Spider-Boy run that he did. I really did enjoy that as well. For some reason, he's really good at writing spider characters, but outside of that, I couldn't get into his Fantastic Four run. I thought his Fantastic Four run was really awful. I've just Googled it, by the way. It is meant to be a miniseries.
Oh, okay.
The story explores a specific chapter in Spider-Man's history, set immediately following Civil War and One More Day. So I assume they're just kind of fitting it in between things.
Yeah, yeah, it looked like that.
I would be interested in getting that actually, because I really love the One More Day stuff. I was a huge fan of the One More Day. I wasn't a fan of the marriage being removed. I was not on board. I was never really on board with that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I did like the One More Day stuff. I really enjoyed that time in Spider-Man's life and Peter Parker's life.
Yeah, no, there was definitely some there was interesting aspects to it, wasn't there? And I think, I think this got some cool stuff in there as well. You know, it's a bit of Punisher. Kingpin. It does feel like obviously, you know, with the new film coming out and stuff like that, it does feel like there a lot of characters from the film as well. So yeah, it's there for a reason, maybe to help promote the film, but it's cool we get some cool books out of it.
Cool. Well, so with that all done, me and Tom having a bit of a catch up, a little bit of a comic book nerd fest that we were just doing.
Yeah.
It's time to go to our main event. So thank you for waiting patiently. We are going to be discussing Mortal Kombat 2, which got released last Friday. It is written by Jeremy Slater and is based on the video game by Ed Boon and John Tobias. Directed by Simon Quaid? I don't know. Produced by James Wan, Todd Garner, Simon McQuoid, E. Bennett Walsh. It stars... You know who it stars: Carl Urban, Lewis Tan, Jessica McNamee, Adeline Ralph, Lundy Lynn. There's a load of people in there. It's a big cast. Right, I'm going to keep going with this. It's released on the 8th of May. Has a running time of 2 hours. It had a budget of 18 million. Now, because we've only been in a week, I don't know what the finalized budget is. Right. Opening weekend, worldwide made 63 million. So it's
not bad going.
Yeah, I think you really need to be making at this kind of level of film. It needs to make 3 times, I would say, to get a sequel.
Yeah, especially being like a franchise. A franchise hit. Yeah.
So just shouting out, there's a couple of little facts that I've written down. The first one I actually picked up from social media 10 minutes before we recorded.
Okay.
Remember in the first Mortal Kombat, they wrote in the storyline of the Arcanas, the symbol on the bodies.
Yes.
Apparently, fan reception to that was really poor. So that's why there is no mention of these Arcanas in number 2.
I did think of that. Like I didn't know that was a thing, but I did think like there's not a lot.
That also doesn't really explain. I think it's kind of, now that they've set the premise up, they should just stick with it, because to me it didn't really make any sense why they. Now that I know that, it doesn't make any sense, because they had at the end of number 1 that they're going to go and get Johnny Cage. Well, how would they now know? Like what? Where's the link now? He's just a normal bloke now.
Yeah.
Like, how do we know he's been chosen for this event? Like, if the Arcanas are gone now, why has he now become special?
100%.
I mean, why can't I be in Mortal Kombat? I ain't gonna.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't want to be. But, right. Okay. These are some other bits I have. So, Carl Urban. When preparing for this film, he said it was the single most physically demanding undertaking of his entire career.
Jeez.
He's done some pretty action-packed stuff over the years.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, coming into the Mortal Kombat universe, it required an exceptional learning curve in martial arts choreography, and also to make things sort of more interesting. The Johnny Cage movie, within a movie that he did, was it called Uncaged Fury? That's it. It's deliberately meant to be a homage to Lyndon Ashby's Johnny Cage, which was in the 1995 film.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a nice touch.
So I didn't know this without having done the research afterwards. So the guy at the bar who serves Carl Urban, do you remember that scene?
Yeah.
So that's Ed Boon, one of the creators of Mortal Kombat.
Oh, cool.
He also he's the co-creator of the entire franchise, but also the iconic original voice of Scorpion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I love when they do stuff like that. They I remember in Endgame they had or Infinity War. No, it was Endgame. Yeah, they had like Jim Starlin in there, and yeah, I like when they do stuff like that. It's cool.
Oh yeah.
Nice touch.
Well, yeah, on the Uncharted movie, how they had Nathan Drake on the beach, the actor who plays Nathan Drake on the beach.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So no, it's cool. And even in the Last of Us, where they had the actress who plays Ellie giving birth to Ellie in.
Oh, really? That's,
yeah.
yeah. So interesting ways that they do it as well. Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah. Okay, so last little fact I've got here. This film, they deliberately made the choice to sort of rebalance the roster a little bit. So the director and the production team made the deliberate effort to mix and bring in more female fighters into this one, because in 2021 movie it was felt that it was a little bit more male heavy, and they wanted to sort of rebalance the scales really. So there's a lot more female fighters in this movie. I'm sure you noticed.
100%.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So this is the IMDb summary. Fan favorite champions, now joined by Johnny Cage himself, are pitted against one another in the ultimate battle to defeat the dark rule of Shao Kahn, that threatens the very existence of Earthrealm and its defenders. I thought that was all right. Yeah, that's not a bad little summary.
Not bad at all.
So, when did you go and see Mortal Kombat 2?
So I went and saw that earlier this week on Tuesday.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Tuesday, and I'd only just watched Mortal Kombat 1 on last weekend, so yeah, I kind of got them both in pretty quick succession.
Had you seen the first one before, or was it both watching both of them for the first time?
Yeah, both first timers for me. Yeah.
Okay, cool. No, I just wondered. So, and the reason I was asking was I did watch number 1 when it first came out, and me and Jasmine did review it on here.
Cool.
Now, when the first one came out, it was towards the tail end of COVID, and it got scrapped for a theatre release, and it got put just on digital.
Right.
And myself and Jasmine watched it, and we reviewed it during COVID on here. Now, when I was going to book Mortal Kombat 2 tickets, this is almost 2 weeks ago, I watched Mortal Kombat 2 in previews last Thursday, and I saw that last Thursday they were doing a double bill with number 1 and number 2.
Yeah,
I'm fucking doing that. I was 100%. I'm watching
fair.
both in one night, and I've done this. There's a few over the last, I think, 12 months. There's been a few movies that have had a big screen re-release that were released during COVID.
Yeah,
and I've tried where I can to go and watch them on the big screen. I think was it last year? I think they did it. Last year. Last Christmas, the first June movie, they put that on the big screen, and
alongside number 2,
a week before number 2, and I just went on my own to go and watch it, and then my wife also loves June, so we went the following week together. She's like, "Oh, I'm not that bothered. You go," and I really wanted to see it on the big screen. I thought June's the kind of film that deserves to be on the big screen. And that's how I feel about Mortal Kombat last week, that I really was pleased that I got to experience both on the big screen. And there was a 20-minute gap between them. But watching number 1, going straight into number 2 was just such a fantastic experience watching that. But I wanted to tell you something kind of funny as well. So I went with a friend of mine, Ewan, to go and watch Mortal Kombat 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I texted him, I don't know, like a week earlier, said, there's a double bill of Mortal Kombat. I screenshotted it as well so we could see. Like, there's a Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 this Thursday in previews at the cinema. Do you fancy it? And he goes, yeah, sure, book me a ticket. So I booked me and him a ticket, right? So we're sitting there. We got there a little bit early. We're sitting there for number 1. He's having a hot dog or something, and and they're showing some trailers, right? And then they're showing, and then the trailer for Mortal Kombat 2 comes on the big screen.
Right.
And he goes, "Oh, they're making a new one." And I went, "Yeah, mate. Like we're watching that after this." And he goes, "All right." Like, I went, "So what are we watching now then?" I went, "Mortal Kombat 1." And he goes, and I could tell he didn't really get it. And I was like, the new Mortal Kombat film. And he went, what do you mean? And anyway, like this was going back and forth for a couple of minutes. In the end, what I worked it out was he thought that we had come to the cinema to watch the original 2 90s films. He didn't even know that there was 2 new movies.
Right.
And I went, why did you agree to come? And he went, I just thought it'd be nice to have a night out. Like he said, they're not.
He must have been baffled.
He goes, the first one he goes was good, but the second one, was it Annihilation, was crap. And I went, yeah, I know. And he goes, so, anyway, but when we walked out, he goes, mate, I was so pleased once I knew that you weren't getting me to watch those shitty 90s films, but 2, they were really good films. So it was just a funny moment where he's very different to me. He doesn't really keep up with films or pop culture. It's mostly I say I'm going to go watch it. Do you want to come? And he's always like, yeah, I'll come. So
well, it's certainly a nice surprise for him then. To modern
to not see those original ones. Yeah,
100%.
Right. Okay. So I thought, well, I've kind of got 3 kind of questions. I thought I might break this down a little bit. What's your initial reaction? What was your sort of gut thoughts watching this? And also like when the credits rolled, what do you think this? Who's this movie aimed for?
It is. It's films like these that are like I don't think we get enough of anymore. I might be wrong, or maybe I'm not seeing enough of them anymore, but it's like I feel like maybe back in the late 90s, early 2000s, we were getting a lot more variety of just films where you don't really need to switch your brain on too much.
Double Impact, Double Dragon.
You know what I'm saying? Like just really fun.
Die Hard, Lethal Weapon. All
exactly.
That,
and that's what it felt like. It felt like a cool movie that I could just switch my brain off, enjoy the action, enjoy the choreography, enjoy the blood, the splatter, the violence, and just be entertained. I wasn't expecting the strongest characters, the strongest story beats and plot twists, and you kind of know what you're getting with the product, don't you? And the IP. So yeah, I think I'd love to see more of that. I'd love to see Hollywood doing more of that. Just more fun action movies.
Yeah, no, definitely. So my initial thoughts were, I'm glad I watched number 1 leading into number 2. I thought it was good to refresh myself, but obviously we're judging number 2, so does it stand up on its own? I thought that the one thing I felt having gone from number 1 into number 2 was I've gone blank on his name. Who's the main star of number 1?
It was Cole.
Cole, right? Okay, so when Cole's in, I said Cole. Sorry, yeah, Cole. So played by Lewis Tanner. There you go. When number 1 ends, it ends with him in the boxing, not in the arena, but in the sort of the gym. And he's said, I'm giving this bit up. I'm heading to Hollywood, and as he's walking out, it pans to the lower half of Johnny Cage, and shows like the belt, etc., and it fades off. It felt to me a little bit jarring that actually it was Sonya Blade and Raiden that are now recruiting Johnny Cage, and that Cole wasn't even involved in the recruitment, even though he was in the gym saying, right, I'm going to Hollywood. So I thought, well, what the fuck happened there? And then I realized what happened there, because Cole basically became background character. And I very quickly kind of look, by the way, spoilers everybody here. Like, if you haven't watched Mortal Kombat 2, we are going to talk about it, and I just want to spoil a couple little bits, not the overall film, but Cole gets killed about halfway through. But when I saw that they did that, when they sent Sonya and Raiden, I knew that was going to happen. I thought and when he makes a little joke about Johnny Cage joining the team, when Johnny Cage comes in, he makes a little dig, and I was like, this is quite, I don't know, poor of the writers. They set something up in number 1 that they shifted for number 2, and for whatever the reason, and to me it was highlighting that Cole was gonna get offed like straight away. I was like, you're offing Cole. It's so obvious. You made him such a background character with maybe like 4 lines before his fight, and you set something up in number 1 that you just completely ignored in number 2. So like, what happened with him leaving number 1 to suddenly Sonya and Raiden? Did they just?
And the foreshadowing was so it wasn't subtle at all. Like early in the movie, I think there's even a line where Cole says about, in this tournament, people could even die or stuff like that, and it's like, right, well, you're going, you know what I mean?
So I think so my initial reaction, I was just a bit miffed that straight away my opening is Sonya and Raiden are there and not Raiden and Cole, or Sonya and Cole, or even the three of them. And I think actually that would have been a bigger surprise to the audience if Cole was still kind of built up as a main character. So if Cole had been there to recruit Johnny Cage, and Johnny Cage and Cole were kind of even like a bit buddy in the beginning, I think you would have seen that less. But it was almost a disrespect of the writers and even the director just to completely like minimize him, considering he carried the bulk of the film on his shoulders, and then to bring him into number 2 just with a couple of lines, kill him off. And I think it would have been much more surprising to the audience to have him still be quite prominent. I think, if they'd have even like done a poster with Johnny Cage and Cole kind of like back to back on the front cover, and then suddenly for Cole to get off, I would have been like, shit. But the way they set it up, my initial reaction to this was, that was shit. Like, that was really, really badly handled. Right, okay. In regards to the overall film, I love the fact that we got more female fighters in here. I think they were handled themselves really well. It was nice that Sonya wasn't just fighting men constantly. I felt that this was darker than the first one, had a lot more B-movie feel about it. Not criticizing the film. I really did enjoy it. Really enjoyed the sort of the action, the blood, the gore. I felt like it redeemed itself from Annihilation, because it was very much, I felt like 1 and 2 were almost like the first 2 from the 90s. And I thought they handled it well in regards to the introduction of all the new characters, from all the new bad guys. I also really appreciated the fact that number 1 was not the tournament. The number 1 was the build up to the tournament. Now number 2 is the tournament. And it does feel like a very clever way of making a video game in a film. So they have the little lives for each match going off, which was very video gamey. They also threw in quite, again, video game lines like "get over here" and all the rest of it, which people want. Very
cool.
I thought it was. Overall, I did enjoy it, and there's not, like you just said, there's not enough of these sort of cheesy action, blood, gory things going on. It's not something. And I think, though, the trouble is they've got the IP and the brand recognition to support what they're doing. Now, if this wasn't one of these films, would people be going to see this kind of violent, grotesque thing with a bunch of unknowns? If you'd have just called it, I don't know, just imagine they called it Johnny Cage. Like, imagine that was what the film was called. People wouldn't be going to see Johnny Cage.
No, it's true. True.
I think they've done well off of the brand recognition. I do think it does help that Carl Urban is uniquely loved. We've got Lord of the Rings, we've got Judge Dredd, we've got Star Trek. He was even a stormtrooper in Star Wars. Like, he the boys,
Marvel as well.
He was in one of the Thor films, playing a bit of a wimpy character, but
still a credit.
People love him in the boys, and now he's on the front cover of Mortal Kombat 2. Is there any franchise this guy hasn't done? Like, you get that guy who's also he's in the Pitch Black films as well. He was in the second Pitch Black film. He's in most franchises. So if you're emotionally linked to one of those franchises, you're going to know Carl Urban. And then seeing him splash deliberately on the front of Mortal Kombat 2, you've also got that draw as well. If you're a Carl Urban fan, you're going to also be there for that. I really also love the actress, what's her name, Tati Gabrielle, who's plays Jade. So she's recently showed up in The Last of Us. She's also been in Uncharted, but I'm a huge fan of her from 100. So she was quite prominent in the 100, which was a CW show, came out quite a few years back, and I think she seems to be sort of getting quite up there. She was also in You, but Yeah, like she's only so far been in 3 episodes of The Last of Us, but I'm assuming she's going to be in the second season. So I was pleased to see her in that. We've also got the guy who plays Jax is from Supergirl, the TV series on CW.
Yes, yeah.
So I think they've done well in terms of pulling these big draws in for people that are attached to other pop culture franchises.
It's
So
true.
the casting director needs a massive pat on the back here. He's pulling people in, he or she, I don't know who the casting director is.
Yeah.
He's pulling people in that have got their own IP themselves, their own credibility, and people will follow actors and actresses if they're emotionally linked to them. So I think initial reaction here is you've got a really cheesy B movie, gory action movie, which actually has a storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And the way it ends, the good guys always win without giving too much away.
Yeah.
However, I am not overly down with the setup for the third film. They have set up a third film. I don't just leave it. You've done not 2 good films.
Yeah, I don't know. Was it always set up as a trilogy, or?
I've no idea, but you know what? Like,
I've heard the writer.
It's clearly where it's going.
Yeah.
And I feel like the third one will probably start to enter shit territory. That's what my concern is. So,
you're probably not wrong, are you?
Yeah. So the setup is they're now going to hell. Like, it's just ridiculous. So I feel like now, not saying that this is a believable 2 movies here, but you can get by on what you've been given. I feel like going into a third one where they're now going into hell just seems ridiculous. So.
To be honest, though, as long as there's equally as good choreography and action set pieces, and I'm not too hard to entertain when it comes to these types of movies. So I'd definitely watch a third one.
But I think we'll both watch it. We'll probably both talk about it. But
yeah.
Right, okay. So now we've talked about our initial thoughts. Let's talk about standout moments. So is there an absolute standout moment for you, whether that's a specific actor, directing style, a visual element, just like what really stands out for you? Like, or was there a certain scene that stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, it was on a technical aspect, the film's well made and well shot. There's nothing outstanding about those aspects to the movie for me personally. I think the writing's a little bit poor, but it gets away with it due to the content within the movie. But no, some standout scenes for me. I mean, I love when Carl Urban gets on the scene in the movie, and we get that little flashback to his movie within a movie. I thought that was really good, really entertaining stuff. And like you said, the fact that it's Carl Urban just makes it. Yeah, it just makes it. I love the stuff with is it Baraka? Am I saying that right? That guy, they went to this kind of different location to try and get this guy's help to. Yeah. I'm not too big on Mortal Kombat, I got to be honest. So I am a bit new to some of these.
The guy, the
old thief boy. Like he was. I like some of that stuff as well. And Kano, Kano was always making me laugh. So funny.
Kano is so good.
So funny.
Look, okay, so this is one thing I didn't enjoy was the constant resurrections of characters from the first one. That to me was irritating. Was like, okay, so what, all the bad guys just can't die?
Now I'm like losing, because when eventually what happens to Shao Kahn is like, well, it doesn't hold as much weight.
But when I was all right with Kano being brought back, because I felt like there was a story for that. They needed him to find something. I was like, okay, fine.
Amulet,
but then everybody else is getting resurrected as well. Just,
left, right, center.
Just like, right, okay. So what? Everyone from the first film died, but we're just going to bring them back.
Although Sub-Zero looked really cool in his kind of new look for the second movie. I thought Sub-Zero looked really cool, but that was another resurrection there, wasn't it?
So okay, for me, my standout element was 2 things. One, Carl Urban as Johnny Cage's actual character journey.
Agreed.
From being kind of where he was in the entertainment world, no one cared about his franchises, like his dead movies. He was going to conventions and nobody cared. He was kind of like a washed up, completely out of reality, actor, had an element of self-importance that wasn't valid any longer. And then when he was brought into the world of Mortal Kombat, he wasn't interested because of his still self-centered. And then the full journey that we see him go on to, especially what you're talking about with Baraka. So this leads into my kind of next real standout moment was that fight scene between him and Baraka was
awesome.
The choreography was amazing.
So good.
The chemistry between both of them, a character I would never have thought I'd have cared about with Baraka.
Yeah.
The chemistry between the two, the humor was just a delight.
Loved it.
And then the fact that they honored that commitment between those two characters and went full circle with it at the end, where he does that because he says he promises he'll come back. Come back, and he's sitting there, hilarious.
So good.
Yeah,
so good. Yeah.
Like from the start to the end, with the way Johnny Cage, getting all my fucking names wrong tonight. Johnny Cage, from start to finish, great. But that one fight scene, so good.
So good. And I thought I don't know who worked on the choreography for this film, and sometimes you see his teams that worked on other films, but they were really standout fights in we haven't mentioned it yet, but I think, is it Katana?
Yeah, Katana, yeah.
Some really, really good choreography with Katana, and her story is really interesting as well. And that leads me into a little thing I was going to mention is I feel like the trailers for this movie and some of the marketing of I don't know if it's like more pushed towards this being like a Carl Urban film, but I very much felt it was or at least I felt a bit more connection to Katana's story in the film. And I feel like she didn't really get a lot of, I didn't go into it thinking, oh, this is going to be a lot of Katana. I was surprised by that aspect of it, and I think it was really good.
I know what you mean about the Katana. I love that storyline of Katana. That felt to me like almost the satisfaction of the Thanos storyline, where Thanos kills the villagers and then saves Gamora. That to me had very much symmetry with Katana.
Yeah,
I know he didn't kill the villagers, but killed her dad, and then how she becomes kind of like his daughter, a bit like what happened with Gamora.
Yeah.
And then the bond though between the sisters is so similar to Marvel, Jade and Katana, but Jade is torn a bit like with Karen Gillian's character in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
and then Jade and Katana becomes a difficult thing for Jade. She's torn between her loyalty to her in speech marks father, but also her relationship again with her, in speech marks sister. And which one does she choose? And she's in the beginning, she's going with her father, but then the love of her sister relationship. And I also think the Earthrealm fighters help to help him see the kindness of others, and then
especially Jax.
Yeah. Like saying, you save one of ours, we save one of yours.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that element as well. That was amazing. However, I think as well they do a brilliant job of balancing humor and action and violence. And the actor who plays Kano really pulls all of that into one person.
100%. That's so funny. I mean, he just talks, and I'm laughing. I'm not even. The accent, the vibe, the actor himself does a really good job with the stuff he's given. And I think in a movie where a lot of the writing is sometimes a lot of the one-liners are cheesy and stuff like that, and it's a video game movie, kind of the game that it's based on as well, you take that into context. But I thought they really did. The strong points were the kind of, I suppose, emotional stuff with Katana, and the humor, I think, really worked well all around the board.
Okay, so last question.
Okay.
Rewatchability and watchability. So firstly, watching. Do you think this is a cinema film or a kind of a lazy Sunday streaming TV movie?
Yeah, I mean, what I think it would be perfect for both. I would really say, like, just to promote. I mean, get out there, get the biggest box of popcorn you can get, and enjoy the action on the big screen. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
think.
I think this is a big screen film. I think
Yeah.
films like this need to be watched on the big screen. And in regards to rewatchability, I would watch this again. 100%. I would watch this again.
I'd watch it
I'm
again.
not wouldn't this is not a 5 out of 5 film. I'll rate it in a minute, but
Mhm.
but it is a great film. Like, it's an enjoyable popcorn film. It's a popcorn movie, right? It's a popcorn big screen film in my mind. And if I have time, because there's a lot of stuff coming out right now,
Yeah.
I would be tempted to rewatch this on the big screen. So for me, it definitely has the rewatchability. It's fun, it's action packed, it's gory. The fight scenes are so brilliantly choreographed. I'm there for it, right? Now a third film, I'm gonna watch it, but I think it's not gonna be great. So
I was gonna say, you never know. A couple of years, you might go and do a back to back to back
can you imagine if they did a triple
screening.
show? Imagine if they did a triple showing. It'd have to be a Saturday for that. So.
Yeah, 100%.
Unless they do like a midnight showing, right? Like, like 6 o'clock
Mm,
for one, 9 o'clock for number two, midnight for number three.
that would be awesome, man. I'm sure a lot of people would be down for that as well.
I'm getting old, man. I can't do that. So
That would be a bit of a struggle, but the idea sounds good.
right, okay. So how would you rate this?
So I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5. You know, I
Oh,
think
amazing. That's where I'm at. Yeah,
yeah,
3.5
I
out
think
of
it's really
5.
solid.
Yeah, I think number one, I can't remember if I gave number one a 4 or 5, but number one was stronger in my mind. But
Okay.
this is a 3.5.
Yeah. To be honest, I think I've rated them, but on Letterboxd, I think I've rated them both 3.5. I think they're both equally. I think I might have enjoyed some of the action a bit more in number 2.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, they're both fun, easy to watch, kind of entertaining movies. And like you said, I'd take a third one.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, I'd watch a third one. I just question the going to hell part. Like, I
Of
just.
course, yeah, they got, but you never know, mate. I mean, the way they switched up. If I was the actor who played, you mentioned his name, was it Louis Tan?
Yeah.
I would have been pissed reading that script, man. Just pissed, what a letdown. But the way he went out as well, it's brutal. But no, yeah, no, I enjoyed
The way he went out, man.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, that was not good. So
no,
what you had to go through with that character as well, and to
exactly, yeah,
and then to have, obviously he's going to be in the third one, hence why they're like now going to hell to rescue the souls of those they've lost or whatever.
yeah.
Okay. Right, both of us 3.5. We're on it. Next week, Project Hail Mary.
Yes.
Where we're doing a whole episode on that. So come join us, and you can follow us on social media. We're on all of them, and you can listen to this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We are on Spotify, so you can watch the video on Spotify as well as the audio. Obviously, we're here on YouTube, so just appreciate you guys watching, anyone who's watching live or on the rewind. But yeah, drop us your comments if you've had a chance to watch Mortal Kombat 2, man. Let us know what your favorite death scene was.
100%,
Do you agree with us about Cole getting offed or not getting offed? Do you think Cole should have done the whole film? Let us know, honestly. Give us your opinions,
Yeah, man.
So what are your hopes for the third one? Come on, we want to hear from you guys. So right, we're gonna shoot off. But yeah, honestly, guys, appreciate you giving us your time on the Friday evening. And me and Tom will see you next week.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.